And deepening the breath can start with a sigh or just exhaling to empty and feeling where empty is. You know, that's not obvious to everyone. And inhale and think of moving your breath into different directions. So side to side, breath into the side ribs. As you exhale, feel the breath move down into the hips, even a little sprout out of the toes. And then inhale again, this time fill up the upper back with breath. Expand, expand, expand as you inhale, and then exhale, feel the breath move down and a little bit of a pull in of the core, of the ribs, of the belly. Nice, Virginia. Dragging the shoulders down, lift up from the crown of the head. And we'll use the next 2-3 breaths to set an intention. And today, whether it feels like it or not, is July 4th. And the day that we celebrate independence. And instead of getting too political, we can think about independence in our own lives and our own day. So what are you going to have for breakfast? You get to choose. What are you going to do next? Are you going to take a nap? Are you going to have some wine at 11 o'clock in the morning? Are you going to do whatever, so thinking about freedom in your own choices every day. What store are you going to go to? Which direction are you going to get there? So thinking of those little moments that you have freedom of choice. And even freedom of choice of how you're going to think about things. How are you going to imagine your world around you? And whatever it is that's blocking, just use a way of thinking about every choice and every moment being entirely up to you. And go ahead and sigh. And then switch your legs, whatever you're in. If you're in a cross-legged position, just switch to your non-habitual cross. And then take your right hand, fold the first 2 fingers in, and then turn your palm to face you for alternate nostril breathing. So start with plugging up your right nostril and exhaling all the air out through the left. And inhale through the left. Top of the inhale, plug both nostrils, and then soften your belly. Soften your eyeballs, your throat. And then exhale out through the right. And then plug up the right nostril and inhale again through the left. Fill up more with breath, lifting the rib cage away from the hips, and then plug both nostrils, pause. You can tuck the chin slightly so you're opening up the space in the back of the neck, communication in the back of the neck. Exhale through the right. One more inhale through the left. So we're using this breath to be more expansive in your body. After that inhale, plug both nostrils and pause. Soft pause. Eyeballs, throat, chest, belly soft. And then exhale through the right. And then take your hands down and breathe normally. Focusing on the nostrils, like, could you breathe in through one nostril without your fingers on it, blocking the other? Or can you feel one nostril dominant right now? And then open up your eyes. Had a request for Kapalabhati. So we're going to do a Kapalabhati into a Brahmari. And so you can start your Brahmari, and it's Independence Day. I want you guys to be independent, so you can choose whatever area you want to. So a good one might be throat, which is kind of judgment, discernment, choice, voice, or heart, armpit area, lymph glands, maybe even belly, low back. So we're going to do a round of 50 Kapalabhati, sharp exhale through the belly or through the nose, pull the belly back. So we'll start off together, inhale, exhale together. Inhale halfway, and then sharply exhale through the nose and pull the belly back. And then inhale for Brahmari, you're buzzing the breath. Go for 2 rounds. And after your second round, just take your hands down so that I know you're done. And then stretch your legs out in front and do a little windshield wiper of your legs. And then stretch your left leg out and right foot in. Actually, let's switch that for Virginia. So right foot out, left foot in. Yes. Right foot out, left foot in. And then take out your right arm for unlocking the shoulders. Reach out through the shoulder like you're trying to catch something. And then pull the shoulder blade back and down. And then bend at the elbow. Left hand, we'll do the 3 kind of hand positions for feeling more. So thumb into the right armpit. And then wrap the shoulder around the thumb. Outer tip of the shoulder squeezes in towards center. Maybe you can feel, I said wrap, but really that's a sensation of the muscle wrapping around the thumb. Reach the elbow forward and drag the shoulder down. So feel some kind of muscle movement in your armpit. And lift up through the sternum. Reach the elbow forward. And then left hand grabs the bicep. If you've dislocated your shoulder, then don't pull. Otherwise, inhale and exhale. Drag the bicep forward, right shoulder blade down. And then left hand on the right inner elbow, scoop up again through the chest. And then exhale, reach the elbow forward and press hand into elbow, elbow into hand. Soften your head, your neck, your jaw. And inhale, your arms straight up. Roll out your wrists. And then take your arms out to the side. We'll do a round of kite hawk. So starting off with the palms facing forward. Inhale. And then as you exhale, turn the palms down and let the shoulders hike up. So a little bit more exaggeration with the shoulders hiking up. And then palms back, up and around. You can look down and then inhale, palms move the shoulders. So palms forward, palms up, shoulders down. And then do another one there. When your palms turn down, hike your shoulders up. So just that a little, how does that feel, Virginia? I can see you. Okay, good. And then inhale, back, palms facing center. And then exhale, left over right, eagle arms. In this warm up, wiggle your way in. You can even feel the sensation of a forward fold or a little cat and cow. And then be long through the spine. Reach forward with the right heel, or diagonal, I suppose. Inhale. And then squeeze the elbows together, reach them forward. You can drop your chin in towards the chest. Ooh, and then a big breath to the back of the neck. And then inhale, lift your chin, take your arms straight up. Roll out the wrists. And then take your arms through the center. We're gonna fold over that right leg. So rotate towards the right leg. And walk your hands down the right leg, staying long in the spine. You can have your hands a little bit more at your thigh, Mom, on either side of your leg. Let's see if I can not yell, scooting back 2 feet. So hands on either side. So hands on the floor on either side of your thigh. And then walk your hands a little forward, staying long in the spine. So not trying to touch down with the head, trying to reach forward with the sternum. And then Uddiyana, exhale to empty, pull belly in and up. Releasing belly, then breath, walk the torso back up. And then stretch your left leg out. We'll come into a straddle, do a little wrists for all you artists and gardeners and typers. Take your right hand out. Left hand grabs a hold of the pinky, and then take that left thumb into the knuckle of the right pinky. So as you're pulling the finger back, your thumb is pressing the knuckle. And you can go through each finger with a full inhale and full exhale. And if you're particularly sore in one finger, do it twice, spreading out through the palm. And if you've ever gotten that lovely assist, you can close your eyes and imagine me coming and spreading through the base of the palm. It's actually, I think it was your guy now, Zach, Mom, talking about how energy can pass. It doesn't, space and time don't really matter. So if I'm sending this touch, this feeling of touching you, this feeling of being connected through the screen, that can be felt. So imagine spreading through the heel of the palm. And for the thumb, backs of the hands together, reach underneath, grab the thumb, and pull the thumb away from the palm and then back towards you. Now reach through heel of palm. We'll go right into the other side. Left hand out. Right hand grabs a hold of the pinky, so the thumb is pressing the knuckle forward as you're pulling the pinky back. And as you go into the side, see if there's anything you notice about your breath, whether it can deepen or becomes more shallow. Go through each finger. Again, if there's a particularly tender or tight spot, then you can stay there a little longer. Soften here the neck. Spread through the palm. Imagine my hands. So big inhale. You guys close your eyes. Spreading the thumb. We're spreading the thumb and the palm. If you're on the thumb, reaching it out and then back towards you. And just releasing, rolling up the wrists. And take your right foot and bring it in towards the left inner thigh. Yeah, take your time. So I said the intention was being independent in every moment. So if you need to stay in a pose longer, feel free to do that. Yeah, hands back behind the hips. We'll do that same 50 round of Kapalabhati into 2 Brahmari breaths. And Brahmari is a vibrating breath. So wherever you need a little shake, you know, maybe that's in your mind and the tone is higher. If you want to be crazy here with your silence and your independence, you can even kind of move it up and down. So 50 rounds of Kapalabhati. Inhale first. Exhale together. Inhale halfway. And then sharply exhale through the nose and pull the belly down, back. So low belly, back. Two rounds. Take your hands down when you're done. Left arm out, unlocking the shoulders. Bend at the elbow and then take your right thumb into the left armpit. You can even use your thumb to press around a little bit. So if you feel something back there, that's the underneath part of your shoulder blade, and there's a little muscle in there. So there's actually a nice movement that I do with people when I'm doing body work where I'm pressing the shoulder blade back as they reach forward. So just kind of even pinch a little bit there and then wrap the muscle around the thumb. Wrapping the shoulder, pressing the elbow in towards center, you might feel some kind of a muscle. And then right hand grabs the left bicep. Again, if you've dislocated your shoulder, then don't drag it. Don't do any pulling on it. And exhale. Reach the elbow forward using that right hand. And then right hand on the inner elbow. A little bit more strengthening now. Hand into elbow, elbow into hand. Soften. Back of the neck. And go for 2 breaths where you're focusing on bringing the breath into the side of the ribs. And inhale, release the arms out to the side. We'll do kite hawk again. So turn your palms down and then let your shoulders hike up. And then palms back, up and around. And then palms back, down, forward, reach them up, shoulders down, pinkies up. And go through one more. Going for feeling, that might be doing one side more than the other today. And then arms out to the side, right over left, eagle arms. Kind of wiggle your way in. Thinking of spreading the ribs from the inside. So the more movement we have in the ribs, the bigger the breath. The bigger the space for the breath, space for the lungs. Going for a long spine, even tucking the chin so you're opening up the back of the neck for that communication, body, brain. Now as we live through the day, we like sink down, and for me anyway, I kind of block that communication by crunching down, even lifting the chin a little bit. So tucking the chin, lifting up from crown of the head. Sigh. And then inhale, reach your arms out and up. We're going to turn and face that left leg. Your hands can be more on the thigh side of the leg. You don't have to try and touch your nose to your knee. This feels really nice for me in the sides, the QL. So reaching down with the hip as I spiral the ribs towards that left leg. I spoke before how my body is really stiff from not teaching as much. And that's one of the areas that gets really stiff. So it's attaching the hip bone to the ribs. And exhale, Uddiyana. Releasing belly, then breath. Walk your hands back up. And then stretch your legs out in front. A little windshield wiper. We're going to do abdominals next. And you can have your block be close. You don't need a block. I like a block because it reminds my inner thigh muscles to be a part of the whole exercise, the whole thing. Otherwise, they kind of go dead, and then my knee feels like it's being pulled. So start off, if you have a block, you can bring it in between the thighs. And lift your feet up off the mat, knees stacked above the hips. We're going to start with the head down. And we are going to reach the leg at like that 45 degree. And if you do have the thing in between your thighs, it does get a little wonky. So again, you don't need that. So start off with a big breath into the side of the ribs. Hold your breath, press the low back down, and then exhale, extend left leg up towards the ceiling, flex the foot and reach up with the heel. If you have a block, squeeze it, pull the belly muscles down, and then bend the left knee, big inhale. Like we were doing a big inhale in the warm up. So really slowing down, flaring out. Hold the breath, press the low back down, and then exhale, extend right leg up towards the ceiling, flex the foot, reach up with the heel. If you have a block, squeeze it, pull the belly down. And then bend the right knee, inhale. Big, big breath. Hold the breath, press the low back down, and then again, extend left leg up towards ceiling. And then take your left hand to the front of the left thigh. And as you exhale, drag the thigh up, but also press the thigh back into the hand, hand into the thigh. Pull the belly muscles down. And then bend the left knee, inhale. Hold the breath, press the low back down, exhale, right leg straight up, flex the foot, reach up with the heel. And then right hand, right thigh, inhale again. And as you exhale, drag the thigh up, and then thigh into hand, hand into thigh. Pull the belly down. Bend the right knee, inhale. Hold the breath, press the low back down. Same thing, left leg straight up. Now take your right hand to the left thigh. Inhale again. And exhale, use the right hand to drag the thigh up. Thigh in the hand in the thigh. Press your right foot forward another inch. Squeeze the block if you have it. Pull the belly down. And then bend the left knee. Inhale. Hold the breath. Press the low back down. Exhale, extend right leg up towards ceiling. Left hand, right thigh. Inhale again. And then use the hand to drag the thigh up. And then thigh into hand into thigh. Left foot presses forward another inch. Squeeze the block if you have it. Pull low belly down. And then bend the right knee and just set your feet down. Do a little traction here. So you'll take the heels of the palms right into that hip crease. Maybe with the distance of your torso, you might like a fist. And just press away from you. Press into the thighs, even a little drag out. And releasing that. Legs straight up over the hips, roll out your ankles. Now, if that doesn't feel good ever, just don't do it. I think, Virginia, you said reaching straight up doesn't always feel good. So you could always just roll around on your sacrum. So we're going to do very similar, except extending at a 45-degree angle. Try it without the block. Still with the head down. So knees stacked above the hips. Big inhale into side ribs. Hold your breath, press the low back down, and then extend the left leg 45 degrees. Now take your left hand on top of the left thigh, inhale. And exhale, drag the thigh forward and then pull the belly muscles down. Curling pubic bone to navel. And then bend the left knee, inhale. The low back down, and then right leg extends about 45 degrees. Right hand on the top of the right thigh, inhale again. And then exhale, drag the thigh forward, pull the belly muscles down. And then bend the right knee, inhale. Hold the breath, press the low back down, exhale, extend left leg. Drag the thigh out, pull the belly down. And then bend the left knee, inhale. Hold the breath, press the low back down, and then extend right thigh out. 45 degrees, pull the belly down, right hand drags the thigh forward. And then bend the right knee, and then straddle your thighs for frog, right into frog. You know, if you had a wall, it's pretty nice to press your feet on a wall. And then hands on tops of the thighs. You're just gonna drag out, inhale. Exhale, drag the thighs out, curl pubic bone to navel. And then hands on the insides of the thighs. Inhale. As you exhale, press hands into thighs, thighs into hands, curl pubic bone to navel. And then inhale, release the curl of the tailbone. Big inhale, curl pubic bone to navel, thighs into hands, hands into thighs. We haven't done this one before. Do one more. Releasing the curl and the press of the tailbone. And then curl pubic bone to navel, hands into thighs, thighs into hands. Then take your hands to the outside of the thighs. Inhale. Curl pubic bone to navel, press hands into thighs, thighs into hands. Pull belly down. So maybe your straddle's a little less, that's okay. Curl of the tailbone, and then exhale, curl pubic bone to navel, outer thighs into hands. Pull the belly down. We're gonna do one more, hands on the inside. Inhale. Curl pubic bone to navel, thighs into hands, hands into thighs. Pull the belly down. Two more. Curl pubic bone and navel, thighs and hands into thighs, drag thighs out, pull belly down. Got a little shake myself. One more. Use your hands to bring the thighs together. Roll around on your low back. So maybe when you hear Virginia, oh, I'm gonna do some jumbo, like, no, not before class. Well, give us some killer abs. Right on, lay down. You can let your knees fall together. We're gonna come into bridge. And Helen, you can grab that roll and have it be close. So coming into bridge, you can walk your feet a little bit farther away from your butt and a little wider. And then reaching the fingertips in the direction of the heels. You don't actually have to touch. And then curl pubic bone and navel. Press your hips up. And think of a soft back of the neck. And try not to fidget. This is definitely a fidget pose for me. For a couple breaths before taking your block or roll under your sacrum. And then if you have a block, place it underneath the sacrum. Just doing a little leg variations. If you don't have a block, your variations can be lowering halfway, recurling pubic bone and navel and pressing the hips up. If you have a block or something to press your hips up on, I'm gonna go for a leg variation. So taking your left foot just a little more into center. And then inhale the right leg up. And reach up with the heel. And stay strong with that left standing leg. And if you don't have a block, you know, a couple books might work. And set the foot down a little bit closer to center. Inhale. And then left leg lifts up, presses up. And reach up with the heel. And your hands at any point can assist, can help, can warm, can support. Press the heel up and then right foot down. Lower the left foot down, lift up off the block, and then slowly lower down, upper, middle, lower back. Just let your knees fall together. And then roll onto your right side. Press yourself up to seated. Once you're up, then you can use your hand to help your head. So before dolphin or flash prep, we'll do a dolphin prelude. And you could also do this one, penny on a surface. Otherwise, knees are down just about as wide as your hips. I'm just gonna adjust this for now. Yes, or you could just come into your dolphin, penny, or squeeze the block. So knees about as wide as your hips and then forearms down. Walk your forearms farther forward so you're a little off balance and then reach your hips down, forehead down, clasp comes up. Reaching back with your hips. Focus your breath on those side ribs again. You see how much of that stretch sensation can you allow in here? So you're in control, you can always come out. Even reaching the hips back, imagining dragging the biceps back away from the elbows. Even a little wiggle of your head, massaging out that space in between the eyebrows. And then shift your weight forward. You can sit back on your heels. Maybe using something in between your calves and your hamstrings. And then we're going to do either dolphin or flash prep. If you're doing dolphin, you can come right into it, maybe even the same with your hands clasped, just elbows underneath shoulders. If they're out like this, it's hard on the shoulders. So you want them stacked. Otherwise, flash prep, you can do flash prep with your knees down. It's actually really nice for building the muscles on the shoulders. So flash prep, right forearm down, left hand, fingertips would be in line with the right elbow crease and then back a couple inches. So you got close to a 90 degree with that back elbow. And then puff up your upper back and press left hand, right forearm down. And then as you exhale, imagine squeezing the elbows towards one another and let your neck go. So you can just stay here for 4 more breaths. So actively pressing down. So hand, forearm. If you'd like to curl the toes underneath, feel free to do that, lifting the knees. Flash prep. And after about 5 breaths on that side, you can come down and switch. Left forearm down, right fingertips in line with the crease of the elbow and then back a couple inches. And then squeeze that right elbow in towards center. And again, flash prep with the knees down is really nice for building the muscles that it would take for flash prep with the knees up. Squeezing elbows towards one another, pressing down firmly through all 10 fingers, the wrist, the forearm. And if you're lifting the knees, you can do that for the last 2 breaths. And then lowering down. Sit back on the heels again. And Helen, you could take the foam roller underneath the butt. Okay. So coming up, in downward dog or cat and cow, we'll work our way up. However you like to get up. However you like to wiggle your way in. Working your way up to the top of the mat. Inhale, come up. You can come up with a straight back. Arms reach up. Press your hips a little forward. And take your hands to your chest. So I'm going to do the first round with the knees down. You don't need to do the knees down. You could do a warrior 1, or you could also do a high lunge, which would be coming into a warrior 1 and then pivoting the back toes. So maybe not so much for you that are there right now, but for those that will watch the video. So inhale and swoop your arms up. As you're ready to exhale, pull the belly in, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale and step the left leg back, either warrior one or a lunge with the knee down. And then bring your arms up. And if you're in warrior one, you're squaring your hips. And you could come into that high lunge, pivoting the back toes like a runner's lunge. And then exhale, your hands down, right foot steps back to downward dog. And if you're not doing this, pretty sure you know what to do. You could stand up and do a standing chest lift. Otherwise, downward dog, high plank. Lower the knees, lower the chest all the way down. So every time you do a standing chest lift, drag the ribs forward. You could use a wall too, Penny, tuck your chin a little. Exhale, drag the ribs forward. Press back, downward dog. And then the left leg comes up. Right knee down if you're doing low lunge, arms up. Otherwise, warrior one. Dip in towards the front heel. If you're in warrior one, you're squaring the hips. And exhale, your hands down. Back foot steps up, forward folds. Inhale, swoop your arms up. And press your hips a little forward, engaging the butt muscles. And then hands to your chest. And then inhale, swoop your arms up. Pull your belly in and fold. This time, halfway lift. So hands on the shins, reach the ribs forward. And exhale, hands down, right foot steps back, low lunge or warrior one. Arms up. And then we're gonna come into an easy twist. So you could use your block here. So an easy twist in a low lunge, the right hand comes down and left hand comes up. Now if you're in a warrior one, it is it more challenging? Maybe. Take a hand on the block and reach the left arm up. So my left knee is bent. You can also take your hand on the low back there. Left hand, low back. And spiral your ribs away from that left thigh. And then, like I said, super long holds. Holy moly, you said no to long holds. I did a Jumbo class last night, and this was just like, I don't know, 15 minutes. So you can be long in the neck or relax the right ear to the right shoulder. And press down through the left foot. And then exhale, left hand down, step back, high plank. Or your variation, lowering all the way down. I definitely did not hold it as long as he did. And then clasp your hands. So here's some options we're gonna do, and you could do this in a chair pose, Penny. You can either take your hands and grab your butt cheeks or clasp your hands. Lift your chest, lift your thighs back and up. So you would do, Penny, So if you're in boats, reach your chest forward and your thighs back. And lowering down, hands below shoulders, press back onto knees, and then downward dog. Right leg forward, either warrior one or low lunge. Arms up. And then an easy twist here. Left hand down, right arm up. Use a block. So if you're doing this in a warrior one, that right knee stays bent. Arm comes up. Spiral your ribs open. And press your right palm back. Also have your hands on the low back, helping to stabilize the sacrum, the low back, so that that twist, the rotation happens more in the rib zone, the thoracic zone. Long neck or left ear, left shoulder. Look down at your right foot. Right hand down, step up, forward fold. Inhale, swoop your arms up. Exhale, come into chair. And then inhale. Pull your belly in and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. So you're reaching your ribs away from the hips. And then exhale, fold. Right leg steps back for warrior one. Arms come up. You can take your hands on the hips. So some of you, this is not your first warrior one. If it is your first warrior one, spiral the right inner thigh inward. And then clasp your hands behind your back. Here you can have the palms facing forward and just reaching back and down. You could grab your butt cheeks or the clasp. And this is a nice one for the neck, Dawn. Imagine squeezing the tips of the shoulder blades together and down. Drop the chin in towards the chest and then gently roll the head, ear towards one side. You can reach the opposite shoulder down. Now you can release the grip or fold with the grip. So big inhale. And then exhale, start to fold. Keep the grip as long as it doesn't hurt. If it hurts, let go. Even letting left side of the belly rest on the left thigh. Head hangs. And then coming into standing splits. So release your hands and then launch that right leg straight back and up. And if you want to deepen this pose, harvesting the quad garden, left hand, right foot. And then reach the knee up. Lengthen the chest, down the leg, wherever you're at. Even if you're reaching the right leg straight back. Or maybe you're just playing with reaching it, lifting it up off the floor at all. And then bend the left knee and set the right foot back for triangle. You can take your block. I like it in between the right and the left foot, like right in the middle. On this side, it would be right next to the left foot. Reach the ribs forward. And then we're going to play with the angle of that left foot, the left toes. If none of these feel good, these variations, then just stay with the left foot facing forward and you can keep reaching the ribs forward. Otherwise, take your left toes and angle them in slightly. And then reach the ribs forward. Could also take your hand or thumb on your left hip and press that back. You're also going to turn the left toes out. See what sensations come up. That slight little pivot. And then pick which one feels good. Maybe that's straightforward. And we're going to do an Uddiyana. Exhale all the air out. Pull the belly in and up. And releasing belly, then the breath. You can angle your left toe or now left foot straight, hands down, press back. Downward dog to high plank to the belly. You could also downward dog to walk up and do that standing chest lift. So lower all the way down. And then walk your hands a little bit more mid-rib level. And squeeze the elbows together. And then inhale, lift your chest, lift your thighs. So go back with the thighs and forward with the chest. And inhale, spread the ankles a little farther. And then exhale, squeeze thighs together, lift chest higher. And inhale, lower a little, open up the ankles about a foot. Exhale, squeeze thighs together, lift chest higher on the exhale. And then lower down. You can always wiggle out your hips here. Press back, downward dog. Now, downward dog. If you're in it, bend your knees a little and let your back arch. Let your booty reach up. And then inhale your right leg forward for warrior one. Now this side is a whole new animal. So feeling for squaring the hips. Press down through the left edge of the left foot. Take your hands through the center, clasp them behind you, or do that reach with the palms forward. If you're clasping, switch your clasp. So you do your non-habitual clasp. And then take the shoulders back towards one another and then down. And then you can drop your chin in towards your chest. And maybe rotate an ear towards a shoulder. And then that opposite shoulder down. And in any of these, you can stay, kind of explore the pose. Or we're going to fold, inhale. And maybe, Virginia, you could take your right foot a little farther forward. Maybe. Yeah. So that that right knee is not passing the right ankle. So you could unbend it a little bit too. Okay, nice. Thanks for your feedback. Folding over that right leg. And letting the right side of the body rest on the thigh. Release the hands to the sacrum, hands to the floor, launching into standing splits. Really lifting out of the right thigh. And if you're wanting to go deeper, harvesting the quad garden, right hand, left foot. You can also just reach that left leg straight back. If you're reaching straight back, even flex your foot, have the toes reach down. Set it down for pyramid. Kind of said triangle last time. Getting ahead of myself. So block on the middle of the mat. If you have a block, reach your ribs forward. So pyramid is like a warrior one, but that right knee is straight, and then reach your ribs forward. Imagine a block in between the thighs. Squeeze inner thighs towards one another. Now we're going to play with angling now right foot and come into an Uddiyana, but we'll be here another 5-6 breaths before you're finding your Uddiyana. So you can angle your right toes in, just like 30 degrees. Reach your ribs forward. If that at all is like, ooh, then don't do it. You can rotate your toes out. Might be, like I said, totally different on this side. So this one, I get a little shake with my toes out. So that's telling me that's gifting some information. And a little shake would be to stay. If it shook and it hurt, then I would move out. So this little shake is like, wake up, wake up, wake up. Now reach your ribs forward, Uddiyana. Exhale to empty, pull belly in and up. Releasing the belly, then the breath. Turn the toes back to face the front. And then just step your back foot up to meet the right. Fold forward. Inhale, swoop your arms up. Reach your arms up. And then exhale into chair pose. And then hands on tops of the thighs. For a little wiggle or an Uddiyana with a wiggle. Or a little cat and cow sensations. Just use the hands, that drag of the thighs away from the hips. And exhale, actually into an Uddiyana. You can also turn your toes out a little bit. Releasing the belly, then the breath. Straighten up your knees. Just take your hands to your chest. So we're going to go for a little balance if you have a wall or a pole. So we're going to do that spinal twist. Sometimes I have you guys use a wall in this way. Like your hands on the wall. Warrior. Without a wall, focusing more on balance, shift all the weight into your left foot. And then start off by lifting the right leg, clasping in front of the right knee. And again, if you have a wall, your elbow can kind of support you. Or your gaze, look at something not moving. And move your left hand to the outside of the right thigh, so you've got a little shelf. Your right hand can be on a wall, it can reach back, or it can help support the low back, the hip. Let the right hip come down. Go for 2 more breaths. One of them can be a little mini Uddiyana, exhaling all the air out, pulling belly in and up. And then come forward and set your foot down. You walk out your feet Even going for some high knees. Lift your foot so that your knee is in line with the hip. And do some butt kickers. And then if you're using a wall, you can rotate yourself so you've got that wall. Stand on the right foot and then lift the left. And clasp in front of the knee. And always using this, I say, like the poses gift you something. It's gifting information. So if on this side your mind starts to wander, you start making excuses, or you start checking the time or fidgeting, then you know that's something that you need to explore. Maybe that's doing the pose more. So going into the twist, right hand on the outside of the thigh to make a little shelf, and then left hand again can support the low back, can be on the wall, or it can reach back. Dragging the left shoulder down if you're reaching back, even if your hand is on the low back. Space from ear to shoulder. And then little mini Uddiyana if you're doing it. Meaning not holding as long as you can, but exhaling, pulling belly in and up. Nice, releasing belly, then the breath. Set the left foot down. Nice, do a little wiggle jiggle. You can lift your knees again, even tapping. It's actually an exercise that I need. Okay, come back to the top of your mat. Inhale, come into chair. And pull your belly in, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, so you can come into a warrior two penny with the left leg back, or hands down, walk into a downward dog, and then warrior two. So lots of options on how to get into these poses, how to get out. So downward dog, right leg reaches straight back and up. And then bring your right leg forward for warrior two. Maybe as long as your day allows. Going for that right thigh being horizontal with the floor. What? So take your hands to the hips, tops of the thighs. Let's do that little wiggle. Lifting right up, left up. Can even curl pubic bone to navel. And then arms out. We're going to do another kite hop here. Take your palms up, facing up, and then facing forward, facing down, let the shoulders hike up, and then face them back, up and around. And then inhale, open up the chest. And then drop your hands in front of you for a round of shoulder shrugs. Inhale, we'll do the three-part. Hold your breath, shoulders straight up, straight back, and then exhale, squeeze down your spine. And then second part, no holding, no lifting. Inhale. Exhale, go straight back with the tips of the shoulders and drag down. And then elbows in for the lowest tips of shoulders. Inhale. And exhale, squeeze the lowest tips of the shoulders so palms can face forward. Drag down. And then open up with a big inhale. Hinge to the right. right forearm on the right thigh, or extended side angle. You can play with the range of motion of your left arm, even taking it to your hip or just reaching towards left foot. So that can be another neck stretch here. And then inhale, taking it up over the shoulder, the ear. And then take your left arm straight up over the shoulder. Press the left palm back. Nice penny. Breathe. And then look down at your right foot. We're going to come into Maine Coon. So this is one that you could come all the way up and then set your right foot on a surface or even on the wall. Left knee down, right foot walks to the top right corner of the mat. Hands on the inside of the foot. So if you're using a surface, arms on the inside. It's just my reminder, timer reminder. So this would also look like head to ankle on the wall. Drag your chest forward. Now we're going to come into pigeon next. You could, Penny, do a standing pigeon, or if you have a surface, taking your shin on the surface. So my surface isn't great for that. It's just a little bit high. I guess it's not high. So you take your shin on a surface. Ouch, got too much stuff on here. Another new fun jumbo variation. In your pigeon, maybe you're not doing this and you're just staying in a pigeon. Otherwise, you're curling your left toes underneath, lifting your left knee off the mat. And then reach, inhale. I'm just going to angle my camera. Reach the left heel back. And again, this was one that was like a super long hold. It was like, holy moly. Noticing where I just want to bail. So using this as an opportunity to make a choice. And then the breath. So the left toes would be curled underneath, the knee lifted, reach the heel back. And then we're going to come into the other side. Penny, if you want to, you could come into that warrior two already. Lower your knee down, hands down, downward dog, or you could even press into a three-legged dog. Going right into the other side, left leg back, and then left leg forward, warrior two. Getting wide with your stance. Take your hands for a moment on the tops of the thighs. And just a little wiggle, right up, left up. Use your hands on the low back and the belly. And then arms out to the side. Go through kite hawk and a round of shoulder shrugs. So kite hawk. As your palms face down, you can let the shoulders hike up, so exaggerate that a little bit more. And then shoulder shrugs. You can do the goalpost arm variation or the 3-part inhaling, holding breath, taking shoulders straight up, straight back, down. Or if they're advanced practitioners, might go for one side squeeze. And arms out to the side. Hinge to the left. Extended side angle. And play with that right arm, reaching it at an angle by the ear. And taking it in that full kind of arc. You can even take right hand on the low back or onto the right hip. So what can this pose tell you? Lengthen the bottom ribs, so left ribs lengthen down left thigh. Pressing the right palm back and chest opener. Take the right arm straight up over the shoulder. Coming out of the pose, inhale first. Nice, strong ladies. Hands down, right knee down. Main Coon, or you're using a wall to make Coon. Foot is to the top left corner of the mat, hands on the inside of the foot. Or that left foot is on a surface, and your hands are on that surface too, supporting yourself. Drag your ribs forward. So if your flexibility allows, you can come down on the forearms. About 2 more breaths. And turning this into pigeon, or setting the left shin on a surface. So you would set it on your surface like so, and then you could even bend the right knees to intensify the stretch. Coming into pigeon. And with your pigeon, you can keep your torso up a little bit more. For that back knee lifted variation. So curl the right toes underneath and lift the knee. And the next exhale, reach the right heel back. So this side is definitely telling me lots of information. My instinct is to bail and start to look at you guys and assist you. So instead, I'm going to focus 2 more breaths. And just so you guys know, the jumbo variation was then reaching left hand for the bent right foot. So pressing back into downward dog or that 3-legged dog. So go ahead and come out. And then shift your weight forward, high plank. Lower all the way down. Right hand, right foot. Pull the heel in toward your butt. You could do this standing as well, or you could do a dancer, Penny. We're gonna go right into the other side. So if you know this right side is your tighter side, then you can stay a couple more breaths. I know it's my other side. You could also do a tree, Penny. So go for balancing. And then we're going to do one more standing our apex as a twisting triangle. You can switch sides if you're not sure which is tighter. Lengthening the thigh back. And exhale out through the mouth. Yeah. Switching sides if you haven't. And then we're going to come into a last standing pose. Like I said, our apex. A nice twist. So you can work your way, downward dog. Even if you want to throw in high plank. The belly, working our way up to stand. And inhaling, coming into chair pose. Pull your belly in and fold. Now halfway lift. We're gonna have left leg forward, but hands down, walk back, downward dog. And left leg back. And left leg forward. So like a pyramid. And use your block. So we're going to come into a twist here. You can widen your stance. Take your left foot more to the left, even take your right foot more to the right. I like a block. Sometimes I even like a fist on the block, not the hand. You're going to take your left hand onto your low back. So that again, that spiral happens more at the rib level. So right hand down, twisting triangle. Slow down your breath. And one more. And take your hand down. We're just going to switch sides so we can switch sides. However, maybe stepping the back foot up, forward folding, or coming into a downward dog, plank lowering all the way down. So those are options for those that it's harder to get up and down. And then right leg straight back and up, bring your right leg forward. So kind of like a pyramid, even though it's not called twisting pyramid. Right leg can be right foot a little more to the right. So maybe your width is as wide as your mat. And then left hand on the block. Inhale, right hand can reach up or support the low back. So generally it's reaching up. Today we'll support the low back. So less movement where your right hand is and more movement at the kind of bra strap, sternum, chest area. And have a long neck. Instead of relaxing left ear, left shoulder, be long. Go for 2 more big breaths. Especially when you feel yourself wanting to rush. And then right hand down, step back, downward dog. You can wiggle out your tail, even bend your knees and arch your back again. Or another vinyasa, meaning shift forward into high plank. lower down. Let's just check the time. Okay. So work your way onto the floor. And now if you want to do one more big pose, you could do a handstand against the wall. I guess I'm not talking to you here right now. You want to invert. It was so great teaching at a studio this week because I had a solid wall. In a yurt, you know, I didn't want to put too much pressure on any particular wall. This is actually a fake wall. Okay, come into a seated, we'll do just a little neck stretch before laying down. So cross-legged position. Let your right ear relax to your right shoulder. Giving a couple options for depth. You can also sit down on your left hand with the palm facing down. And then right ear, right shoulder. Want to go deeper, right arm can reach up and wrap around the head so that the weight of the arm is helping to stretch the left side of the neck. Sometimes I like to use my fingers at the base of the skull, kind of help traction that left shoulder down. Or just right ear, right shoulder. And roll your chin a little in towards right collarbone. Chin down. And come off your hand if you're on it. And use your hands to help the head up, either lifting the chin or forehead. And then switch your legs. If you're in a switchable leg position, left ear, left shoulder. Go real slow so that every breath is what's getting you deeper and deeper. It's not just forcing your way in, it's using the breath to guide. You could also be seated on that right hand with the palm facing down, a little bit deeper through the right shoulder collarbone attachments. Also deeper, left arm reaching up and wrapping around the head. So, what does your body need out of the next 3 breaths? Roll the chin in towards left collarbone more. Maybe rolling the chin all the way in. And then using the hands or hand to help the head up. And then reach up. Roll out your wrists, clasp both hands behind head and neck. You can reach one elbow up more, the other elbow up more. And then let your head go into your hands. And work your way onto your back. We'll just do a little hip sequence. Work your way onto your back. Nice, Dawn. Squeeze your knees in towards your chest. Thank you. So a little reclined hip sequence. You can keep a hold of the right knee and extend the left leg out and down onto the mat. Yeah, nice. And Virginia, you can take it more towards the right armpit. Right knee, right armpit. Okay, you feel good. She's good, okay. Reach the left heel forward. All right. Left leg down. Now going for a half happy baby. Stack the right foot above the right knee. Left hand can help to flatten that hip thigh space. Now you can stay here another breath or two, or take both hands and clasp them on the pinky toe side. Take your right foot a little more above your chest. So this is like a reclined pigeon. So the foot is more above your chest. You're not trying to pull it towards you, more pressing the foot, pinky toe up towards ceiling. You can go for another breath or two here. Take that right foot into a half lotus. Right foot into that left hip crease, reaching your right thigh forward. Now on the other side, this is not really what it looks like. So do what your body needs. Sometimes I just sort of go, what would that be like? Okay, no. And then a twist. So squeezing the right knee in towards the chest again. Inhale, use your exhales to move the right knee to the left. Right arm can go straight up over the shoulder. Either directing the breath into the right ribs or helping to traction the right thigh away from you. Maybe a little bit of both. And you can stay there, flex your tighter side or come up. Squeezing both knees in if you'd like, or going right into the other side. You guys can move a little bit more on your own. Reaching the right heel forward if there's a particular one that's more challenging. So just the squeezing the knee in towards the armpits, not so challenging for this side. Happy baby is a lot more challenging, so I'm going to go into that. When I'm in happy baby, that right thigh wants to pop up. So reaching the heel forward. Nice stretch through the hips. And also, I know this is more of a stretch or the half lotus more than that pigeon. And I'll still pass through, so you can take your hands and clasp the pinky toe side. And then bring the left foot more above your chest. And then press it up, not pulling it towards you, pressing it up. And then if you want to, again, your own speed here, kind of play with that half lotus. So again, this side is quite a challenge, and I just kind of go in. I notice how everything kind of wants to drag with it. Come out a little bit better setup. And then you're coming in to your twist, letting the left knee fall over to the right. You can keep your hand on the inner part of the knee to help guide it down. Left arm over the head. Right hand, nice on. Can help direct the breath into the left side of the ribs or traction, the left thigh. More breath into the sides of the ribs, making that whole chest area more expansive with every breath. You can bring yourself up one knee at a time. Squeezing both knees in, and do something with both knees doing the same thing before Shavasana. So that can be just reaching the legs straight up, even a little ab sensation of pressing the back down, or you can squeeze both knees in towards the chest, or happy baby. This was a hips class, so happy baby is a nice way to end. Or if that's a little too intense, clasping both feet, pinky toe side, pressing both feet up. And you can set your feet down, just let your knees fall together. It'll be really nice to end with legs up the wall. If you have a surface, you can rotate your body. Legs up. You could also set your calves on a chair, or if you don't have anything, you could also lay down on your back and bring something under your knees, like this foam roller here, or another mat, maybe a pillow. And legs up the wall, incredibly valuable pose. Slowing down your blood pressure, helping to adjust, kind of rebalance your sacrum. Since your heart doesn't have to pull, a little conversation about if your heart is a pump or if more of a vacuum. So your heart doesn't have to work as hard to get the blood from your feet up to your heart. Veins. So if you have, Helen, that little wound on the lowest part of your legs, this helps then. So now all the old blood is rushing out, and then as you stand or put your feet down, all the new blood will rush in. The new blood with fresh oxygen. So set up comfortable wherever you're at. If you're a little uncomfortable, then try and change whatever. You could adjust, maybe even just a sigh. Nice, you guys look good. I'll put on our little Shavasana song. Started a tiny bit late, so if anybody's in a rush, you could skip this, but 6-minute song.
Battery 40%. Connected to what truly matters.
You guys have silence where you're at, so if you need more, maybe even another Brahmari or lions. All those types of breath have different energies. Like lions is more moving things through, sighing more ease. Helen, you could take your hands to the base of the neck and kind of traction it out. So your fingers would go into the soft spots at the base of the skull. I'm gonna burn a little sage. I hope you guys feel a little bit more freedom within your own body, within your own mind, within your own breath. That which is sacred in me honors that which is sacred in each of you. Namaste.